Hi and welcome. My name is Alma Kane, and for this video, I'm going to show you how to become a freelance writer as a complete beginner. All right, now before we get started, I do have some free gifts for you. It is the business plan template and the niche guide. My business plan template has, I believe, over 15 to 20 pages of worksheets to work your way through finding your ideal client, your competitors, and a business strategy that you can use as a new freelance writer. I highly suggest you pick this up. Click on the link in the description below, put your name and email, and you'll get an email confirming your email address and the business plan template. I want you to also pick up the Booming Niches guide. I added 12 more niches, so a total of 84 booming niches for 2022. Pick this up too, and the links are in the notes below. Now, the first step before we actually get into the nitty-gritty steps of becoming a freelance writer are the logistics. I want you to get a to-do list and mark these off as you go. Keep your business expenses and income separate from your personal finance. Now, after you land some clients, some people like to incorporate or set up a LLC or limited liability company for taxes, liability, and easier income separation purposes. This is what I have done. Make sure to set aside 20 to 30% of income for taxes, depending on your state or where you live. Make sure you secure social handles with the same branding if possible. So, for example, twitter.com/myname Alma Kane. I want you to pick LinkedIn and Twitter or Instagram to start. This is my Twitter profile, and I had to secure E. Kane Writes. In the beginning of my business, I did want to brand myself as something Writes. That's why my YouTube channel is Alma Writes. This is E. Kane Writes. But I've changed it along the way. So for Facebook is the same, which is great. And for my LinkedIn, I have it as Alma Kane, my name. So it shouldn't be too far off. I believe if you type in E. Kane Writes in Google or Alma Writes in Google, you're going to get my name and you're going to get my social profiles. So just make sure, do better than what I did and try to secure your name, your brand of what you want to be online across different social profiles. Now, my Instagram is Alma Kane, my LinkedIn Alma Kane, my Twitter is not, my Pinterest is not, and my Facebook is. So play around with that and try to find something that you can solidify all your social channels. If you can't, do what I did, make it a variation, try to see if they can all work together. Next, I want you to set up a professional email address. A domain specific is ideal. So for mine, it's alma@almakane.com. My domain address is almakane.com. But if you don't have a website right now, and if you're not going through that process at this moment, I don't want that to stop you from becoming a freelance writer. All right, so go ahead and use Gmail, but make it professional. So something like almawrites@gmail.com. I wouldn't use your college account email or a Gmail that you set up right after high school. Set up a professional looking Gmail account so that you can use it for your pitches. All right, the step that I want you to consider doing is to set up domain and hosting. I just said that you don't need a site right now to start, but I want you to think long term. Becoming a freelance writer isn't a quick thing to get rich. It is an actual legit career that I have been doing for over 7 years. I have been able to stay home, contribute to the finances, have my husband stay home and help me, and raise a family. So this is something where I want you to think long term. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I hope you see yourself with a website. And another thing, I want you to think about this. When I search for local plumbers and I see that they don't have a website, I move on to plumbing companies that do. Okay, for me, it's a sign of trust and being like modern in a way. My town, it's a small town, so I can search home decor companies and plumbing companies, printing companies. And if they don't have a website or it just looks outdated, I don't trust their expertise. I really don't. I want a site that looks professional and that they actually have a site. And that's what I believe as a freelance writer, clients are looking for. It's hard for me to imagine that a client is sent to your Facebook page and will hire you. It does happen, of course. I understand if you don't want to invest in a blog or a website, but I highly do think that in the long run, it will make you look professional. I do have a post on almakane.com. It's the first post on how to start a blog and 3 easy steps for 2022. All right, the next step is to explore different niches. Now, it's a good idea to start looking at different niches, ones that are profitable and ones that you're interested in. They may not intersect, you might realize. So for example, you might be interested in meditation and motivation. you realize that SEO writing is profitable. So you found out that writing to rank in Google is a service that you can provide or you want to learn more about, but you're really interested in meditation and motivation. I want you to go ahead and research your niche topics about SEO writing as a service, as well as job boards and companies online to see if meditation or motivation are viable niches. So I want to show you that process. If I was brand new, what I would be doing. So I would go to job boards like ProBlogger and type in meditation, press enter. I don't find anything. I can play around with different keywords like personal development. All right, so there is potential here for freelance personal development writer for coaching-online.org. This tells me two things. Maybe I can start writing for coaches that do personal development, meditation, things like that. I'm gonna mark that down just as an idea. Next, I might go to Google and type in meditation marketing companies list just to see what's out there. If there are ads when I am searching for these terms, that means there's money in this topic. A lot of these are roundups of brands. So here are Boomi Meditation Market. We can take a look at this. Again, this will tell me if it's a niche that I want to get into, that there are companies invested in this. It is a $2 billion industry. There are over 2,500 meditation apps. Those are companies that you can write for. There are tons of searches around yoga, meditation apps, yoga for beginners, mindfulness apps, lots of apps here. Again, another type of client you might want to invest in. So as a new writer, this is what I'm searching. I'm realizing, wow, okay, well, there could be something with meditation and some form of like health meditation with yoga and mindset and motivation aspects. This could be something. So if you dig deeper and you find out the type of clients, these brands and all that, this could be your beginning marketing strategy that you can put it in my business plan template that I have. All right, the next step is to write 3 spec pieces in similar niches. This is very important because you need to show that you're a professional. You're not a hobby writer. You're not a hobby blogger. You actually have legit writing pieces that you can present in your pitches or whenever a client asks. Now, after your research, it's time to create 3 samples or specs to flex your writing skills, but to see if you enjoy writing about those topics you explored. Now, the best type of sample you can create is a blog post. It's highly versatile, and potential clients can look at your blog writing skills and they can sort of glean or see if other projects like a landing page copy would be something that you could do. I often get inquiries asking me to write media kits, to write course lessons, to write landing pages because they see my blog writing skills. You can frame your samples as using popular blog frameworks. 2 of the most popular are a how-to type of blog post and a list-based type of blog post. And if you want, you can make one or all samples guest posts. I'll talk about that again later on. Doing this makes you look more professional since someone else is vouching for your writing. For example, I have a piece of content that is published not on my profile, but on a publication profile on Medium called the Freelancer's Pub. If I was brand new to freelance writing and this was the niche I want to get into, which is freelancing, then this would be an ideal sample piece because it's not on my profile and it's in a publication. You can see that it has stats right here. More stats. More stats. All of this is credible sources that I used in this post to show that I know what I'm talking about. I know where the stats and facts are. I know how to make my post more professional looking and more trustworthiness. More stats there. So throughout this post, I list stats and links to help people with reading this content. And it's long form, as you can see. Long form piece of content does well in my niche, which is digital marketing, even the freelancing work from home kind of niche. So if you can produce 3 sample pieces in that way, not just on your blog, but let's say on Medium or on LinkedIn, then that could work as well. So as I was saying, LinkedIn, Medium, your blog, or guest sites. So the point is to have your writing published not on Gdocs, waiting to be attached in an email when you pitch. That's a big no-no. Recipients of attached emails, they won't even open those emails. All right, so as I said, I showed you Medium. Let's look on LinkedIn and how to do this. So over on my LinkedIn profile, I'm gonna go to home, and then I can see right here, I can write an article. If I click on that, I'm writing it under my name. And here I go. This is exactly where I can write a sample. I wouldn't write my sample in this platform. I would write it on Gdocs and then copy and paste it here. But you write your headline, you add an image, and you go on. It attributes this post to whatever you put on your LinkedIn title. For me, it's B2B software as a service and digital marketing writer, email sequence writer for coaches and creatives, entrepreneur, trainer, award-winning blog 6 years in a row. If you don't have a blog, if you can't secure any guest sites on guest post sites, make your sample on LinkedIn. Make your sample on Medium or just on your blog. The point is to get out there, to have samples published somewhere. I don't want this step to hinder you or stop you from actually becoming a freelance writer. Get your samples up. The next step to become a freelance writer is to write a pitch. This is just for practice since you don't know where to find clients yet, okay? I don't want to over alarm you about this, but I want you just to focus on the writing, the copy of your pitch. I do have a video with a pitch sample, so make sure you check that out after this video. Now, pitching is a numbers game. I want you to consider pitching every day, 10 times a day for a month to hear from a company. It does take a lot. You're going to get more companies that you pitch to not responding at all than companies that will. It is really a numbers game. Now, while some writers have luck with securing a gig within sending their first ever pitch, most writers, though, need to send a lot to hear from a company. Now, if you want to bypass cold pitching as an option, then job boards is your strategy. I'll show you some job boards. Besides Pro Blogger, there's Blogging Pro here. You can see mental health, very close to what we talked about with motivation and meditation. Great. Lots of types of jobs, super easy because all you have to do is focus your pitch to them. So if we do look at the mental health, experience is required, it says. These are the topics. You need to choose one or more of the above subject areas to work on. You have lived with those types of topics or you have in-depth knowledge of that topic. Looks like your name and picture will be on that blog, which is awesome. It helps you with getting bylines and getting more clients. You need to be over 21. And then they have samples of what they want. It looks like you do have to do some videos. That's another service you can provide. And then you can apply for the job. Pro Blogger and Blogging Pro, there are many types of jobs that you can get into easily as a brand new freelance writer. All right, so you had that pitch. You found the mental health writing gig, you applied, you put your variation of your pitch. It probably will ask you for some samples. Good for you. You have 3 samples in a similar niche. One about meditation, maybe one about yoga, and one about motivational aspects to help improve your mood. Send those off and you could get that gig. This is a lot faster than cold pitching, and it is my #1 recommendation for brand new writers, as I was the one who did job boards in the beginning and secured gigs. Now, while you pitch and work on landing clients, I want you to work on improving your writing skills. This is the next step to continue becoming a freelance writer. So this might mean working on your sentence structure, recognizing dependent clauses and fixing them, or understand you can start a sentence with and or but. I want you to start cutting your fluff words. These are that, just, then, completely, literally, basically, start, begin, rather, quite, somehow, only, really, perhaps, simply, kind of. The list goes on and on. You can research fluff words or how to cut fluff words from your writing in Google to get even a bigger list. Now, when I do rough drafts, I often do add that a lot, and I have to go and take those away from my writing. Writing just, basically. Sometimes I start just writing like that, and luckily I have an editor, which is Grammarly, to help me with my writing and remove those unnecessary words. And then the final step to become a freelance writer is to improve your portfolio over time. Now, it is possible to land clients with only samples you published on Medium or LinkedIn or your blog. But to improve your chances of landing consistent work, because this is a long-term strategy, right? You want to be a freelance writer for many years to come. You need to improve your portfolio. You actually need to have a portfolio. All right. So make sure you check out that video. I have a video on different portfolio sites you can put your writing on. Now, you can do this by landing popular guest posts, like I said, in industries that you are writing for. For example, as a digital marketing writer, I write for Better Marketer on Medium. Now, having my content on someone else's site drastically increases the chance that a client sees you as a professional and wants to work with you. So let's check out my portfolio. I have a little blurb saying that I have published articles and blog posts I have written. I enjoy writing on a variety of topics, and I'm open to taking on projects in other industries. And I mentioned my other blog where I write about blogging, SEO, email marketing, and making money for other mom bloggers. And I list all these. So here's Smart Blogger. Here's Better Marketing that I showed you on Medium. I have it in my portfolio. I have Opt-in Monster and Blogging Wizard and other brands here that I have built over the 7 years of being a freelance writer. So your portfolio may not be this exhaustive and long. That's okay. Put your best pieces on top. So I'm probably going to move this one down and put Opt-in Monster on top here so that clients can immediately come to my portfolio and see those 2 posts already. But this is what you want to do as a freelance writer, is to improve your portfolio, add to it, take away old writing that doesn't represent your style anymore, and have a really good portfolio so that will help you land work. All right. If you need more help, I'm here for you. I do have a comprehensive course called Write Your Way to Your First 1K, which there'll be links in the notes below. This is my flagship course. Thousands of people have taken it. Many of them are full-time writers. They are loving what they're doing. And it comes with a Facebook group where I help you. I do trainings as much as I can. I get people from the industry to come in, like Elise Dobson, Alicia Reyes, Andrea Emerson, lots of people that come in and do training to help us improve whatever niche that we're in. I also have a course to help you set up your writer website called Writer Website in a Weekend. This is the 3rd edition. Here's a sample of the demo site that I use to show you in the lesson of how to create a site just like that. Both of these will be in the show notes below. Consider some help because becoming a freelance writer from scratch is a lot of trial and error. I should know because that's exactly what happened to me. So if you want to cut your time in half and you want someone to help you, I'm here for you. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments below, are you a freelance writer? Do you want to become one in 2022? Tell me. I want to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.